Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode number 80 of Preston Jensen's podcast. And I have to do a little side applause for episode number 80. Luckily, for episode number 80, I get to have a good friend on the podcast. He's been a friend for a very long time, Beau Hilborn. Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Preston.
I'm really excited to have Beau on. I've been trying to get him on this show for a long time because he is an expert at WWE, WWF, basically any wrestling league.
Yep.
What got you into wrestling?
Oh, man. I guess ever since I was little, I mean, they're just seeing them, do crazy stunts in the ring, and they just got awesome storytelling. And
I guess from a young age, who was your favorite wrestler? Did you have any wrestlers that you liked growing up?
I had to say Goldberg was one of them.
Got to throw in Stevie Richards.
Yeah, of course, Stevie. Yes,
of course. Yep. Podcast guest in the past. So he actually wrestled against Goldberg, I think.
Yep, he sure did.
And that's another funny story. When I had Stevie Richards on the show, I actually knew Stevie from his YouTube channel and from podcasting. And it was Beau who reminded me that, hey, you realize you've got a WWE or WWF wrestler coming on your show. And I had to be honest that, no, I didn't know that. Beau was the one who reminded me, and I'm happy that he did because it was cool to talk about wrestling with Stevie Richards as well. So, Beau, thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Some of the other cool things Beau and I have had the opportunity to do is go to a lot of sporting events. We're big-time fans of Minnesota Twins.
Yep.
Minnesota Vikings.
Yep.
And Beau's biggest, one of his favorite teams of all time, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
No.
He's not a Timberwolves fan. Who do you like for basketball?
Dallas Mavericks. I'm a big Dirk Nowitzki fan. So.
And we have a funny story about that as well because how many years ago was that we went to the Timberwolves versus the Mavericks game?
I want to say 3 years probably.
3 years ago? That sounds about right. And I remember all of our friends, it was me, Isaac, Jacob, I think Kurt got to go on that trip, and Al. We all went to the Minnesota Timberwolves game, and we were excited to watch the Timberwolves beat down on the Mavericks. But on the way there, Beau told us that, I'm going to bring my Dirk jersey, and I'm going to get it autographed by Dirk. And all of us are like, sorry, Beau, it's not going to happen. He's one of the biggest stars in the NBA, one of the biggest stars of all time. He's definitely going to be a Hall of Famer. And lo and behold, we get to the game, and Beau gets his autograph. How cool is that?
I was shocked. When he was signing my jersey, I was just froze. I couldn't believe he was just signing it.
And it's shocking to me that you said you were shocked because on the way to the game, you were so confident.
Yeah.
You knew you were going to get his autograph. It was like, this is going to happen. Actually, I got a little surprise for you. We can show the audience. If you're listening online, head on over to my YouTube channel and you can see the actual picture of Dirk signing Beau's autograph, or Dirk signing Beau's jersey. And actually, you can see our friend Jacob in there, too. He actually got an autograph as well. So very cool stories. We've had a lot of fun. This year, we got to go to the Vikings game.
Yep.
What do you think of that?
I wish we would have won.
Exactly.
It was still fun.
We went to the Browns versus Vikings game. Luckily now, our Vikings are kicking it into gear, and they just beat the Packers, and it seems like they've got a bright future as far as playoffs. Maybe it sounds like if we beat the 49ers this weekend, our odds of making the playoffs go up to 80% or something like that. So we went to the Browns game. It was horrible, but the atmosphere was amazing.
Oh, yeah. It was fun experience to just go to that new stadium.
And one of the cool things, I think I talked about it on one of these podcasts, was the warm-ups. You got to see Harrison Smith, one of your favorite players, coming in through the snow, which is very cool. It seems like in the past a lot of stadiums had the pyrotechnics stuff, and that's kind of a thing of the past just because of the safety. But I think the snow is actually cooler.
Oh, yeah.
It adds to the Viking lore, I guess, of U.S. Bank Stadium. Another thing we like to do is a game. What's your favorite video game?
Well, right now it's got to be Warzone.
Absolutely. And for those of you who haven't heard my podcast in the past, I've talked about this, that every Friday night after 10 o'clock, we're usually gaming. And we've got a group of our friends, kind of the same friends who go to all the sporting events. And we do a lot of gaming. But here's another thing that I've been telling Beau he's got to do is start a streaming channel because he's extremely good. How many wins do you have on Warzone right now?
I think last time I checked it said 77.
77, and I've been playing just as much as Beau, and I might have less than 10. So
I think you're close to 20.
I'm close to 20? Okay,
Yeah.
well, that's a surprise to me. If I'm close to 20, it's because Beau's carrying me. So, yeah, I guess we talked about wrestling at the start, and I really want to talk about that. You were telling us a little backstory that I always say WWF. Every time I talk to you, it's WWF. What is the wrestling called now?
It's called WWE, World Wrestling Entertainment.
And is that formerly WWF?
Yep, yeah. I think they had to change their name back in, I think, 2003.
Okay.
And so they just been WWE since 2003.
Okay.
So.
And you just got back from a wrestling event this past weekend. That wasn't WWE, was it?
Nope.
Tell us a little bit about that event and how that went down.
They're a new company. They're rivals with WWE at the moment. They're called All Elite Wrestling. We went down to, that was a couple of friends of mine. We went down to their pay-per-view. It was on a Saturday, and it's called Full Gear. That was a pay-per-view that I went to, and they just put on more better matches.
Better matches than WWE?
At the moment right now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's, I don't know, we're getting kind of controversial here on the podcast. In the past, you've liked WWE more, right?
Yeah.
And what would be the reason you think this new league is better?
They just got better storylines.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, they put on better matches. They listen to their fans, and
it's amazing how that works, isn't
Yeah.
it? I mean, you look at the NFL and you look at the MLB, and it seems like every year when they make changes, it's to make their fans happy, and that's how you grow. So,
Yeah.
Even stuff, this little stuff like we're doing on the podcast here, seems like you got to listen to your audience, otherwise it's not going to work. And what are some of the things that the fans wanted to change?
I'm not sure about that, but it's just more entertainment to watch right now than WWE at the moment. It's unpredictable. I mean, if you've been watching wrestling like as long as I have, you kind of know who's gonna win, but AEW, they like switch it up.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. I was shocked this weekend they had a number one contenders match for the title, and the good guy won. So I figured that they had a match with Miro and Daniel Bryan, which is Bryan Danielson right now. And Bryan Danielson, he's a good guy. Miro's a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I figured Miro was going to win.
Right.
And no, they had Bryan Danielson win.
Wow.
So, yeah, it completely shocked me.
See, I love wrestling. I used to watch it all the time. I haven't been able to watch it now just because, well, I guess I don't have cable. And it seems like a lot of the stuff you're talking about, that's all pay-per-view, right?
The event I went to last Saturday was
Pay-per-view.
But they got a show on, I believe it's TBS on Wednesday night.
Okay.
At 7:00.
No more Monday Night Raw?
No. Oh, they're still doing that.
Okay.
But yeah, they are on Wednesdays, the All Elite Wrestling, and then sometimes they got a Friday night show too. So
okay.
Yep.
And do you watch all those?
The only one I watch right now is the one on Wednesday night.
Okay.
But I still follow them on my Facebook and my social media and whatever. And otherwise, if I want to record it, I will.
How about this new league? Have they got any of the superstars from the other league to come on over to the new league?
Yes.
They have,
yes.
huh? Who are some of those?
Adam Cole, the one that I'm wearing his T-shirt right now.
Okay.
He was over there in WWE. Miro, I mentioned. His name was Rusev on WWE. Bryan Danielson, Daniel Bryan.
Yep.
They got Christian. He was a big over in WWE. They got Chris Jericho, who used to be big in WWE as well. And
how about I thought you had mentioned Sting too at one point.
Yeah, they got Sting as well, but he had a short-term WWE run.
Okay.
I don't think he really didn't like WWE that much.
So he went from WWF and then he kind of retired?
No.
How'd that work?
He was started in WCW.
Okay, WCW.
And
yep.
then I think when that went out of business, he went over to Total Nonstop Action. That TNA is still up in business right now. And then he went to WWE for a short term. And then I think they signed him in All Elite Wrestling.
Okay.
So, yep.
And does he actually wrestle in this one, or is he just kind of a mentor?
Yeah, he has some matches. Not like he used to, but since he's like 63, I think right now.
Really?
Yeah.
That's amazing because I remember when wrestling came to Fargo, I was actually in like the second or third row, and I remember I think the big match at the end of the night was Sting versus Diamond Dallas Page, and he was the biggest guy at the time.
Yep.
And I think I remember you bringing that up, and we could see me in the crowd during that wrestling match. So I wish I would have had some footage here and thrown that up on the screen. But Sting's been around for a long time. Is he the oldest person in wrestling right now?
I would have to say yes.
No gold dust?
I'm not sure of his age. I'm not sure of the age right now.
He's still wrestling, though?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. See, I was just joking there. I thought Goldust had retired
a
long time ago.
His name in All Elite Wrestling is, I think is it just Dusty Rhodes?
Okay. So they switched their names up too.
No, it's Dustin Rhodes, sorry.
Okay.
His dad's American Dream, Dusty.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, one of the things that Beau does is you travel around whenever any of your favorite wrestlers are coming to the area to get autographs. Beau has a super cool encyclopedia that has just about, if not all, is it all the wrestlers that have been in the program? I suppose this new league isn't included in that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it has a few wrestlers that have switched over.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
But how many autographs do you have in that book right now?
In that book right now, I got 3.
3 autographs from the people, and a lot of these people you've met live. I mean, you've had shows. You don't have Booker T yet.
Nope, I wish I did.
I know that. You better tell them the story about that because we're all kind of bitter.
Well, I traveled, I think it was Minot, I want to say. And they were having like a 2-day event there. Their guest there was Booker T. And I wanted to go so bad to, finally meet him and get my belt signed. And, well, I get there, and I think how far is Minot?
It's a long way away. I mean, 4 or 5 hours, I'd say.
And we get there, and I asked them about the event or whatever, and saying, well, when's Booker T gonna be here? And they said his flight got delayed because of the weather.
Yeah.
And
because I remember you drove through some nasty weather.
Yes.
All the way there, and he didn't show up. He didn't make it, and
well, to that one, but he did show up the next day.
He did show up the next day,
Yes.
but by that time you'd already come
Yes.
home. So totally frustrating.
Yep.
So Booker T, if you're listening, you need to meet up with Beau sometime. It would be cool if you could meet him because I'm sure he's an awesome guy.
Yeah.
He's definitely a legend of WrestleMania. Do they have a Hall of Fame? I'm sure he's part of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
So hopefully at some point you'll be able to get his autograph.
Yep.
Any other Hall of Famers that you've got autographs for?
I got Mick Foley,
Okay.
Mankind. Who else do I have? Oh, I got Kevin Nash. I just got the latest one on my belt was Chris Jericho.
Okay.
And
that's right too. I forgot. I talked about the encyclopedia, but the actual belt is pretty special because it's not like some chintzy belt. It's like leather and plated metal. It's the real deal.
Yep.
And you've got tons of autographs on that.
At the moment, I think I have 3.
Okay.
Right now.
And it sounds like they're legends that have signed that.
Yeah, I try to get the ones that have been a former world heavyweight champion. That's the belt I have.
Oh, that's cool that you're actually limiting it to actual champions because that's only fair. I mean, you don't want just some random guy who hasn't been a champion on the belt. And you've got other memorabilia too. I think you've showed like the briefcase,
Money in the Bank briefcase.
Money in the Bank
got signed by Ken Anderson.
Okay.
And he goes by another name too. His WWE name was Mr. Kennedy.
Okay.
Yep.
I think I've heard of that before. Yep. But another cool thing you were telling me about that last event you went to was that the Claw actually made an appearance, and he's not part of this league, is he?
No, I think he was just there for as a guest.
As a guest.
Yeah.
But it's very cool because I actually got the chance to meet the Claw at a business he owned in a small town in Minnesota that was called the Wigwam. And I remember when I was little, I was actually looking for the photo to have on this podcast, but I couldn't find it, and I still haven't found it, but I hope I can in the future. But I remember doing the actual claw move in the picture with them and just being pumped about it. But that's cool that they're bringing some of the older guys back into the mix and keeping the interest up. How about XFL? Isn't that kind of an offshoot of the wrestling?
Yep. That's like actually their version of the NFL, like football.
But it's no longer anymore. But
no, but I heard that The Rock, Dwayne Johnson.
Yep.
I think he's the owner, or he's got multiple owners, and they're trying to bring it back.
Well, if anyone could do it, he's probably the guy. I mean, it seems like he's got great connections. He's in tons of awesome movies. It seems like he would be the guy that could get it done.
Yeah.
And what was that league? I'm trying to think of that other football league that just came out. That wasn't XFL, though. That was...
No, I think it was AAF, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But that didn't last too long either. Well, NFL was king, and it's tough to beat that.
Yep.
But, I promised Beau I'd keep this interview under 30 minutes, but I don't know if that's the case. But you've listened to the podcast. You know there's a lightning round coming.
Yep.
I've got a lightning round for you of 10 questions, and hopefully this sparks some other conversation. All right. Question number 1. Who is your favorite athlete of all time?
Oh,
I know you're big into sports.
Yes.
Because you like college football. You got Ohio State. You got...
I'd have to go with Dirk. So
okay.
Yep.
Well, I got to say that's pretty cool then. You got your favorite athlete's autograph, and you got a chance to actually get it from him, not just purchase it, which is pretty cool. All right. If you could play one video game the rest of your life, what would it be?
That's tough.
This is a tough one. I was actually trying to answer this myself when I wrote this one down, but...
well... God, if I had to go at the moment, I'd have to say Warzone right now.
Right. I'd have to as well. But then I think of all the cool old games like God of War and Red Dead Redemption and, NBA Jam for that matter. That's a game that I've talked about many times. We got to bring that back.
Yes.
That's one of the coolest games of all time, and they just quit making it.
Yeah.
All they have to do is update the rosters. But, all right. Number 3, would you rather have the Mavericks win an NBA title again or have the Minnesota Vikings win their first Super Bowl? Answer correctly here.
I'd have to go with the Vikes.
There we go. That's the right answer. It's the correct answer for me. But how sweet was it to have your favorite team win the big game?
It was awesome.
I was telling Chelsea, my wife, that if the Vikings ever win the Super Bowl or the Twins ever win the World Series again or the Timberwolves win it all, I will honestly cry tears of joy because I've waited so long and I've watched so many games and I'm so invested at this point that it's going to feel so good. All right, number 4. If you could meet one wrestling legend, who would it be? And this doesn't have to be a living wrestler. It could be anybody from the past as well.
Oh, boy. That is another hard question right there.
Or let me make it even harder. It could be a ringside guy. You could throw Paul Bearer in there.
The one I had to meet right now, or would like to, it's gotta be Randy Orton.
Okay, not Kyle Orton.
No,
don't. Kyle's a little bit more famous, but but you'd like to meet Randy Orton.
Yep, he's at the top of the list of mine.
All right, and how about if you had to pick one of the old legends, who would you like to meet?
Oh boy, I'd probably have to go with Sting.
Okay. I'm actually surprised you haven't met him before.
Yeah.
At some event. You'd think he would. Does he go to those events? Maybe he's.
I don't think he does.
He probably doesn't. He's
yeah.
He's probably too big time for that.
Yeah.
But how about like Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Does he do anything like that where you can actually go meet him?
I think so. Yeah. He's another one that I would like to meet too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Dream vacation destination.
I'd have to probably. That's a tough one there too. Well, I haven't been to Hawaii. I would like to go.
That's a good one. I would love to go to Hawaii too. It'd be a lot of fun. I'd like to personally go to all the like baseball stadiums or something like that.
Yeah.
Check all of them off the list. I think that'd be a cool thing to do. All right. I think I know the answer to this one, but for those listening who don't know Beau very well, they'll learn a little bit something new about you. Coke or Pepsi?
Pepsi.
You had that answered before I even had that read off. All right. Now here's the true question. Pepsi or water?
Pepsi.
See? That's one of the things about Beau is he is the biggest wrestling fan, one of the biggest sports fans I know, and the absolute biggest Pepsi fan of all time. It seems like every night we're playing video games, or any night we're playing video games, we hear a crack of the pop, and we hear someone say, "Guess what time it is?" And we all say, "Pepsi time." So I knew the answer to that one, but I had to throw it in there. All right. Number 8. What is your favorite autograph you have ever received?
Oh, boy. I have a bunch of them, but I'd just say at the top of the list would have to still be Dirk.
Yep, I would agree with that because that the way you got his autograph at the game as he's warming up, it's like that shouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Usually he's just in and out. I don't know if he's even a guy who signs many autographs. I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But it was impressive because it's like he was walking from the court. He came right over to you, signed your autograph, signed Jacob's autograph, and away he went. So It was meant to be. It was like you planned it. All right, number 9. 2 more questions. What do the Twins have to do to win a World Series? This is an impossible question.
Yeah. Hopefully they got to just keep their all-stars.
I agree. So that number 1 priority probably is signing Byron Buxton, keeping him, and hopefully getting some good pitching. Huh?
Oh, yeah.
It'd be nice if we went out and actually got an ace of a staff. And it would also be nice if we didn't lose our good young pitching like Barrios. But I don't know. I think we've got a good core. I think if we get a few more guys in, I don't know. Every year I say it's our year, but hopefully next year is our year. All right, number 10. Final question. Who would win in a WWE or any big-time wrestling match for that matter? It's WrestleMania. It's a cage match. It's Beau versus Gage. And for those of you who don't know who Gage is, that's Beau's brother. So who would you have winning?
Oh, obviously me.
All right. Well, there you go. Okay, let's throw another twist in the question. Let's say it's a WrestleMania cage match, but it's tag team. It's Preston and Gage versus Beau and James. Then who would win?
Obviously, Beau and James.
Ah, man. Well, I'm going to have to reach out to Gage. I'm going to have to reach out to James. Obviously, James would say you guys are winning, but I'm going to have to see what Gage has to say about that. Well, I think I met your promise here. We kept it under 30 minutes. Hopefully, we can have you on again in the future. This has been a lot of fun to have Beau on. I'm so excited he agreed to be on because it did take some convincing to come on the show, but happy to have him on the show. It's always good to catch up with good friends. Hopefully we'll see you in the future. And for those of you listening, thanks again for checking out my podcast. Like I mentioned earlier in the podcast, if you want to actually see the video of this conversation or this interview, head on over to my YouTube channel. I really appreciate all the feedback. I love the positive feedback, and we will see you guys next week.